What's good? Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. Please like and subscribe if this helps you out, or just subscribe to the channel if you want other information. Anyway, today I'm on a 2018 Dodge Journey V6, and we're having some noise in the background. It's sounding like the wheel bearing. So to diagnose a wheel bearing, you want to jack it up, and you want to rotate your tire and listen for growling or some type of rumbling. So you hear the tss, that's your brakes. So we're gonna go forward. And that right there is letting you know that the wheel bearing is bad. So let me get set up, take the wheel out, and show you what you're gonna have to do and what you're gonna need. All right, so you're gonna need a 19 millimeter to remove your lug nuts. If your lug caps come off, you're gonna have to go down to an 18. So I have a 19 and an 18 because one of the caps came off. I'll show you the difference for those who don't know. Put them on level 3. And if you do not have an impact, jack your vehicle up while it's on the, loosen your bolts while it's on the ground, then jack it up. If you don't have, let's see, what's that? Is it missing a lug? Yeah, this one's missing a lug. But yeah, if you don't have an impact, you're gonna have to loosen them on the ground first. All right, get all the 19s out. Sometimes they get stuck. Smack it on the ground. Get them to come out. And we got one more, and this one will be the 18. And I'll show you what happens when the caps come off. 18. And you want to make sure you're all the way on there good. So what happens is, just leave that one on there. The caps usually come off sometimes. So once it comes off, you're going to lose a millimeter. All right, got that off. Move him out the way. And let me investigate, and I'll show you what's happening behind here to help you out a little better. All right. All right. All right, not too bad. All right, so let me show you what's happening. What you're gonna have to do as far as in the back where your bolts are for your hub bearing. And I'm gonna soak them down. It might come out easy, but WD-40 always help, or some PB Blaster. But let's go under here. You're gonna have to remove your caliper, your rotor, okay? And let's go in the back. So from here, let's pan around. And let's come all the way back in here. There's your shock. And when you come up, if you look back here, you got 4 bolts for your hub bearing. So yeah, that's where you got to go to get them out. So let's start tearing everything out. Let's get to it. Let's call AutoZone real quick. All right, so we back in here. You're gonna need an 18 millimeter to remove your rotor bracket far as on your caliper, and you're gonna need a 13 to remove your caliper. You can actually just remove the bracket, but it's gonna be real heavy to hold, so I usually separate it. So let's do that. Always check your wrench, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and we'll be going up. And definitely use, get some smacks. Definitely use a 6-point socket, because you can strip this guy. Same thing down here. Hopefully I'm not blocking the cam. Give some smacks. There we go. All right, got that one loose. And already pre-WD-40 my wheel hub bolts on the back. You're gonna need an 18 to remove those. Well, you're gonna need a 16 to remove your wheel hub, okay? So from here, let's go ahead and get everything torn out. And sometimes these will move on you, so you can take a screwdriver and just hold it in there to keep it from spinning if yours is. And I recommend you go back in top bottom how they came out, because sometimes they'll wear, and after so long it only likes the top or the bottom. All right, top bottom on those. This should come off. If not, you have to compress it over with a screwdriver. And these are coming off okay. Now these brake pads are kind of worn, but we should be okay at least for about a month. Okay, so we got about a month left on these pads. All right, so So this is out the way. Let's go ahead and break free our rotor bracket back here. And let me get a caliper hanger real fast. Give my brake parts tray. All right, let's go ahead and get this out the way. And let's hang it back here somewhere. Just enough to be out the way. All right, so you got your rotor back bolts. Just set up real quick, show you those. All right, bracket bolts here, them two. Get our 18, always verify your sockets. And it is an 18, so that's gonna be same here, top and bottom. Let me get set back up. All right, so let's get these 18s out real quick. Got our breaker bar. Make sure it's right, tighty, lefty, loosey. Let's get him on there. There we go. Got one to break free. And I'm glad I pre-greased these because you're not on the ground and you don't have, well, you're on the ground, you're not on the air. So it's gonna be, need a lot more leverage. Could use an impact, but sometimes you can't get them in there. All right, so that should be loose enough. And sometimes you can't get them out by hand, by spinning them with your fingers. So I'll separate my socket and work them on out. And I know I'm blocking a little bit. All right, so you don't have to take your pads out. So when you take it out, you want to make sure everything come out smooth. These are coming out real nice and easy for me. So let me just start getting those out. Take the bottom or the top one out first. Move him, top, bottom, like they're supposed to. And then you want to hold this bracket, slide this one out, and move your whole bracket out the way. But as you can see, the wear on the pads, this one's worn a little more, and usually you have your guide pins that stick sometimes. Right, so let's move that out the way. The rotor's already loose. Let's go ahead and pull our rotor off. Now we have access to our hub. And set our rotor down. All right, so now back in here, we're gonna start loosening this dude. I'm gonna hit it with some WD-40 around the hub itself. So let's do that. And that way it'll help break it free. And you have an ABS sensor on this side that you're gonna have to remove your ABS sensor. And I'll show you that in a second. Matter of fact, let me show you now. All right, so this is your ABS sensor. It looks like a number 4 or number 6 Allen. So let me verify and I'll be right back. So you really want to lubricate this. It's a number 5 Allen. So it might be rusty. You might have to spray inside of it and just kind of work it in. Like that. Make sure it's in there pretty good. And let's break it free. There we go. Got it loose. Let's work him out. Might want to use one of these ball heads just so you can get him out a lot easier. All right, so you see where I'm at? Let me disconnect this and then we can remove the bolts from the back. All right, so sometimes these will get stuck and don't want to come out, so you might have to get a screwdriver or something and just kind of pry around it like such. Get it to move like that. And hopefully it'll come out for us. So, spray some more WD-40 down in there. It's moving though. And you want to be careful so you don't break it. All right, so now I'm gonna grab some pliers and try to get this out. All right, got my pliers, so I'm just gonna try to work it back and forth. Let's see what I can get. See if I can just pop it out. And if not, let's get back the screwdriver again. And you definitely want to work slow. There we go, we got the shift. That's always good, but you can see the rust build up behind here. So, yep, let me work him out. Be right back. Oh, one other thing, you got this clip here. You can just push them down Christmas tree style, and that way you have more room. I believe that would be the only thing else that we need to remove, which would be this. So we got some playroom right here. So just wanted to add that. All right, so for here, you'll probably need a trim tool to wiggle this out. And I already got that loose over here. That way we can pull this through so we can work. So, yep, let me trim this out and let's go ahead and get ready to remove this hub. All right here, this is gonna be a little tight to get this out because this bracket swings into the hole. So you're gonna have to just kind of play with it. And now that we got it out, we can just fish it through. And that way we can work on the back. There we go. And just pull it out and be gentle with it. And we're gonna clean this off from all the rust and stuff before we put it back in. All right, so let's go to the back. It's time to get these 16 millimeters loose, and that way we can knock this on off. All right, so this is gonna be about the best I can do for as visual. So I'm back here now. Let me get my breaker bar. So we got these loose. And I might need an extension just cause, but hopefully we don't. This one. Let's get our ratchet, make sure we're going left to loosen. And definitely use a 1/2 inch. You don't have to, but you might snap off a 3/8 ratchet or a 3/8 socket head. There we go. All right. Make sure it's on good and just kind of tease it. All right, got that one loose. Let's come over here. This is where I might need a deep socket for here. Yeah, so let's come over here, get everything loose that we can. And I usually support the head like I'm doing here. That way I know I'm good. Same thing with this one. All right, now let me get an extension for this dude right here, or maybe I can come from this side. Let's see. Yep. Yeah. And you're gonna be on the ground laying on your back, so just take your time. All right, now we got that. Let me get an extension and my speed ratchet so we can get this the rest of the way up and out. Let me get right here. And one more. All right, thanks, good. All right, so instead of getting the speed ratchet, they're so loose, I'm just gonna attach my socket back to extension and I should be able to work them all out. There we go. And let me get a magnet bolt for these. This was a little tight still, so I grabbed the ratchet again. He's loose all the way. That one is. That one is too. Separated. Let's go ahead and start working it out. And you might still need a ratchet if yours is still tight, but we're almost at the last stage. These are long, so you want to make sure you don't lose them. Can't see me real well. Let's move this over here like that. There we go. Sorry about the light in the way. Let's get that light back in there. Hopefully that's on camera good. All right. All right, got 2 more to go. And let's work this one out. I should have got the speed ratchet, but all good. You might not have one, so this is what the longer process would take. There we go. We got one more. right here. Oops, sorry about that, guys. All right, this one's coming. All right, he's about to come out now. All right, so we got all those removed. Let's go back to the front so we can start knocking this dude on off. Yay. All right, so from here, everything's out the way. Our hub is out the way. So you'll need a hammer. All right, there you go. So remember, when you're going back in, your rotor shield goes this way for your ABS sensor to come back out. Okay, so we're just gonna sit it like this. This will be the removal process. And we're gonna take this with us to match it up at the store. And this will be the removal process. And for those who are willing to stay with a full video, when I return, we'll do the installation. And we'll clean everything out, make it look beautiful again. So see you in a bit. All right, so we're back from the parts store. Always match up your parts. This will be the parts number here. DL590361. All right, so got our new hub and our old one. The new one comes with a sensor. You might be able to get one without the sensor, but this one came with the sensor from AutoZone. I believe it was $149 plus tax. But you always match up your parts, flip everything around, careful with the sensor, and you want to look at every screw hole. Okay, so after you match it up and you're good there, you know we're good. We are good to go. So let's go over here and start prepping and get this rolling back in. All right, so before we get started on cleaning up, just want you to hear the difference. You might be able to hear it. That's the wheel bearing making the noise. Got the new one. A lot smoother. So that's an indication knowing that it's getting ready to fail. All right, move that out the way. Going to wire brush. Going to clean all this, the outside and the inside. And we're going to get all that up out of there. On the outside too, where the surface meets. And if you feel like it, you can lubricate this with a little bit of brake grease or some type of grease, but you don't have to. It's going to just sit there. If it went all the way through with the axle, you definitely would want to, but this is a two-wheel drive, so the hub does have a spot for the axle, but it won't. So from there, we'll line this up in a minute, but it comes with a new sensor, so let's start disconnecting everything for that. I think I'm set up enough to help show, try to get a good lighting position. All right, so let's do it there. There we go. All right, so let's start popping everything up and out that we don't need anymore. Let's get this up and out. Bam. This is a push pin. It's got a clamp on it to release it. See if I can get to it. If not, we're gonna push it all the way through. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And let's see, I can take the back of the ratchet, see. Almost there. And since this is going to be replaced, you don't have to worry about breaking anything. You can just break it off if you feel like it. So, since we're in here, let's just go from behind it and work it out with the tool. Almost there. There we go. Got it to pop out. All right, so from here, got a clamp here on the back. On this one, should be able to pop it forward. If not, there we go. Got him out, and you're gonna feel around. We have a bracket down here, and that connects to the actual brake line. Let me see what's happening underneath. Because it does have a bolt here. And I'm just trying to feel which one is the right one for this sensor. feel. And it might have to be removed. I think it's connected to this one here. Let's see and find out. But yeah, if it was in the air, you don't have to jack it up and all this, lay on your back. But we do what we gotta do. All right, let's see what we're working with back here. Yeah, so that does connect back here. Should be a 13 millimeter. And this is directly back here. It connects both of these, so you're just gonna back this out. This is a fixed nut, so you're gonna have to remove it from the back side. So now I'm about to slide under here. And get that dude out. Got an extension just in case I need it, but it looks like a 13. I know this one has to come out right here as well. This is a 13. And then we'll disconnect the connector up here last. So let's get to it underneath. All right. All right, got that loose. Let's put the screw back in, and this bracket is just for the screw, is just for this. All right. That's the sensor. All right, so we got that out. Let's work our way around and down to up here. Got this dude to remove that 13. Hopefully that's on camera good. And let me build a long extension. That way I don't have to get in there real deep. And let's grab the socket. All right. Yep, 13. Let's put him on first. Put him on level 3. All right, he ain't moving. Let's get the ratchet. Let's crank it down. If I can get on there, that'd be great. Got him broke free. Let's get him out faster. Grab our screw, move him out the way. Got our sensor almost out of here. And we're gonna put our screw right back just for now, so we'll know where it's at. All right, so from there, we got our connector here. Hopefully that's on camera. Let's see. Maybe not. All right. So let's just do this and come over. All right. ABS sensor's loose. Come up and up here. Got your connector here. I believe this is a slide pin and pull style. So, yep. So that's the connector. Let's look and see what style it is. Yep. So this is a push and pull. Let me try to get that. All right, so for that connector, we're just gonna pop out this whole piece. Because the new one's gonna have one of these right here on there. Let's just pop him out. Got 2 pop-ins. Now we can flip this over and take a look. This slides forward. Might not, let's see. Hopefully it will. Might have to spray it. There we go, got it to slide up. Now we can squeeze and pull it. All right. So this will be the old dude. Got him out the way. Now we can start putting the hub back in. So we got it nice and clean on the inside, nice smooth surface. So from here, let's go ahead and start putting it back in. And we want our rotor shield first. Might be a little tedious doing this. Grab your rotor shield, wipe it off a little bit. It's gonna sit like this. And we're gonna put the hub on. Might use a, well, can't use a screw, but let's use a screwdriver to hold it and support it. Alright, hold that there for a minute. We'll spin it back up. Alright, let's open this dude. Alright, start stretching him out. Plastic off and everything. Got that. And they do this so these don't rust. Got a little oil on them, so that's great. All right, got our hub here. So we're gonna set up, our sensor's gonna go like this. So let's just get it to go all the way through the shield. All right. Just working in slow. I'm gonna start it with just one on the back. So let's do this here, get it set. There we go. Let's give it our sleeve right there. All right, let's hold the hub. Got our sleeve. Boom. Hold this there. Let's do another one. Hold it there for a minute. That way I can line this up. Just need to fish it through. Let's get it all the way in. Pull this one out. And let's line up these. Line it up. There we go. Now we're lined up. Make sure we line it up here. And we can work it in. There we go. Now let's take our light and check our holes. Make sure we're good. Okay, so looks like we are. Right, so let me work one of these bolts in the back and try to get it to come in. That way we can at least have it still and not moving. And let's go in at the top. Might have to adjust a little bit. And you might be set and you might not be. There we go, I felt the threads grab. All right, we got that one in. Let's just work them all in. You might have to get back on your back to feel for these, and you might not. Just kind of take your finger around and feel around. And if not, you can't find it, then don't worry about it. See if we get this one in. All right, makes two. And now I will lay on my back. Get these other two in. Let's move stuff out of my way. But yep, being on the ground is a lot more difficult. But you still can get it done. And then you can also take your socket to help assist. And these do have a foot-pound rating. I'm not sure of what, but just look it up for yourself. No, it's not over 50 foot-pounds, so that's that one holding it. All right, we got one more. And then we can start tightening these bad mama jammies down. All right, phone is ringing. I gotta wait 1 second. There we go. All right, I guess expecting somebody. Give me a second. All right, so let's go back under here. Let's finish tightening this dude down. All right. Got my socket. Hopefully we on cam good. Let's see, where's my hand? There we go. Getting tight. Get this one in. Got a little bit of binding, so yeah, I might have to get my longer extension. but they all tight. So yep, let me finish cranking these down, and then we can go to the front, start wiring up our sensor. All right, so now we got our hub in, we got our shield, everything's looking great. Let's go ahead and start connecting everything back. Got your push pin spot right here. Just gonna slide that back in right there, and let's just start working it up. So this block here, let's see if we need to change the whole thingy. And we're gonna leave it here, and then let's start working this in. Top, bottom. Went over and down. All right, got that back in there. Let's rotate this whole revolution. And we need to get this to lay flat. So, where is my spot? There it is. This one goes in and up. So it needs to face this way, like that. All right, so it's a little hole right above this, so you might have to play around. You might not remember exactly the right way. So just kind of look around and mess around with it till you get it to find the spots that it goes to. So here, let's get it set. Boom. Got it to sit there. Might have to wiggle it a little bit. All right, we'll tighten that down by hand. Got our other bracket here. Let's move this. It's gonna go down here in the back, and this goes over here, but I think I'm just gonna pop it in. So you work this in up underneath, got this screw to do, and then we can come back up top and start putting all the hardware back. All right, so we back in there. We got that one tight all the way through. I figured I'd just keep recording and show those who don't know, because everybody doesn't know. All right, so we got that there. Let's go ahead and get this one back in all the way. A little more on the extension. Make sure it's resting in this spot. All right, got in there. Let's give him a couple of taps with the ratchet. There we go, it's on there, great. All right, so this block here, we're just gonna pop it off like that. Let's pop the new one on. Might be a little tough. There we go. Keep it stable. Might be able to use this block, so we'll keep it. All right, now from there, let's fish this back up. From there, and we can connect our connector. After we do so, you want to hear it click, and then slide it forward so it'll lock, and pop it back in the two holes up here. Bam. All right, so we are done installing the hub. So now it's time to put everything else back. So let's get our rotor. And let's fold this back over here for a minute till we need it. All right. Grab the rotor. And make sure there's no debris or anything around here. The hub looks nice and beautiful. So that is great. Slide the rotor on. All the way on. Grab our rotor bracket. And if you're here with us, then you already know where the bolts are and how they go in. Might have to adjust your pads a little bit. Just try not to squeeze them. Just slide them in the rotor. Might have to work it a little bit. And hopefully we're good. Let's test it. Let's get one in at the top. And we're going. That was a perfect match. All right, one at the bottom. And we're going. And these are your 18s. for your bracket. So let me move the camera to this side so you guys can see. All right. And make sure I got my 18, that's the 16, and my 18's up here. Tighten again. And you could use a torque wrench, but I took them off with a breaker bar, just tighten a little bit. Breaker bar loose, click, going tight. And move my 18 down here. And you want to tighten them evenly, so don't tighten one all the way before you do the other one. All right, so I'm about to crank. That's enough. Same thing with this one. Crank, and give it one more. That should be good enough. All right, we great. So now from there, squeeze our pads in against the rotors. And now we can flip back the top of the caliper. Well, the actual caliper. But before you do so, check your guide pins. Make sure they move in and out freely. And we'll slide it on. Adjust it a little bit. Let's move these in. Tap on it. If you feel like it's not going, then you might have to back it up a little bit as far as your caliper. But we're going. Let's give it some taps. Where's my little baby sludge? Just a few taps. Let's get it lined up. And you might be offset a little bit. Just kind of feel for it. And hand tighten as much as you can. You'll feel it draw itself forward. And we are set. Okay. Let's get the top one in. And let's back this one up just a little bit. Offset just a little bit. Might have to play with it with the screwdriver or something. Just a little bit to get it lined up. There we go. Felt it pop on the thread. Made it pop back off on me. And he did. So, let's back this one up some more. And try to work the top one in first. There we go. All right, we're on there good. That one's on there good. All right, let's go ahead and tighten everything down. Grab our miniature ratchet. And if you feel it binding, back up because you're cross thread. So like this is spinning here. I'm gonna hold it. If you can't hold it with your finger, you slide a screwdriver or something in there to keep it from spinning. So it's starting to spin. Just slide this in here, see if I can hold it still. Yep, there we go. And so I'm not working. Well, let me do what I said and get the screwdriver. And I'm just getting it close before I do the bottom. It should be pretty close, about right there. Go to the bottom, do the same thing. And I'm holding it with my finger just for now to get it close. If it starts to spin, then I'm going to put the screwdriver in. All right, starting to spin. Just hold him down, crank him down. And be still. If not, you can use a crescent wrench as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just to keep it from spinning on me. them on there good. All right. Same thing with this one. Starting to tighten. Smacks with your hands. When it starts to bounce, it's tight enough. Same thing with the bottom. All right, that one didn't spin. All right, so this will be the whole procedure. Change the wheel hub on a 2018 Dodge Journey. It may apply the same for some other years as well. I will put that in the title when I actually post this video, but please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully this helps you out on changing yours. And to the next video, guys, live life, love it. Always know rest is the enemy on these things, which causes us to work so hard. To the next video, I'm out.